we rolled the die. You bought one of these cards, and you got a blue die. And now, I think it's time to write a fact about your character to end this scene, and then we decide what to do next.
Let me see what's still
Because I think it's 20 minutes to 8, so I think that's what we do.
All right. So let's think of a new fact for our character. I want to see Marina do something, but everything she does is horrible. So we need somebody horrible to do it to. We need somebody horrible to do it to, but we don't have anybody horrible at hand right now. And even though one of my cards is sacrifice, I don't feel like sacrificing my daughter yet.
No.
Be careful with that girl.
Well,
and the sacrifice is also.
I have goals. I have goals, and she might be valuable in that regard. So
not only that, she seems obviously the daughter of her mother.
Yeah, that's right. She's definitely
thinking of the very tiny demise of my.
Right. Yes, correct.
So, do you have this? This doesn't have to be as complicated. It doesn't have this. You can always rewrite, and you can always change stuff.
Oh, really?
But it's interesting. So try. Do anyone has anything that they want to write about their character, an ID or something? So
I was thinking to Marina.
Yes.
Putting brutal in issue or flaw, and in attribute putting resourceful.
But you're already resourceful from your description, right? Oh, but you can't get a die for that. Okay. This way you can use it for die.
The thing is, there's nothing that says
wait, she's
she's a hungry grave robber.
But
that can leave frugally.
What about for the Sense of Wonder card? Isn't that some kind of resourceful?
No, she's but no.
I seem to remember that
also
was involved.
For me, I think it was the Sense of Wonder card because it says I'm a hungry grave robber that can live fragilely.
Right.
Frugally.
Yes.
Yeah. So she saves things and she takes care of things.
Maybe that's what I was.
For example,
thinking.
she gets.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think resourceful is more like she can use lots of things. For example, clothing
suddenly produces something that we didn't expect or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
And then I've got a little bit with this cooking and sewing. I think make things to other things and make things better. And I think that was more appropriate with attributes. And Marina is brutal wouldn't be more an issue or a flaw,
right?
Because maybe something happened and she becomes very
happy life, perhaps.
Yeah.
If I'm going to stick to the rules right now, you either rewrite or you add. You don't remove.
You don't switch.
I think no, but there's nothing stopping you from adding a new one down here. That kind of describes what you said, because these three are like free ones. So you can write like you said something about like resourceful, but she turns things into other things. It's kind of poetic, I think. I like that. Because that's very useful as an established fact. That means that you can.
Pillow come to mind as a good example, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was
thinking. What did you say, Ron?
Well, when Max described what his character was doing, the example that came to my mind was taking the mayor's vest that he wore and then turning that into a pillow. So. But I wouldn't have come up with that myself, except for what Max said just before that.
Yeah,
so it
exactly.
just seemed like a perfect example. And so just now, when he said turning things into other things, I thought, oh, that's exactly how I felt based on what he said about Marina. So that is what.
And I think that's a very good established fact, because this is so useful in many different ways, and it also tells you something about the character. Okay, May or Garth, who have an ID?
I'm thinking about the fact that May actually got things organized to get something out of it. She can get people to do what she wants.
Mhm.
I
But
think,
I'm not sure how to formulate it. I think it's one of the free ones.
Mhm.
yeah,
I think
But-
because you have a scorecard of things that says you have easy to make people listen to you, or it sounds more like a cult thing. Like you can invite
Wait,
them.
Right. That's right. You
we
have
can
kind
describe it.
of a charisma to you that leads people to pay attention.
Yeah.
You kind of
Yeah.
already have that.
People pay attention to you.
Yeah. Is that
Is
so-
that could be one.
Yeah.
People pay attention to me. That could be one.
And this new thing is more gonna be like get people organized, or like, okay.
No, you have the final say, Maze.
Sorry, I just phased out for a minute. Could you repeat both Ron and Max? Really sorry.
I was staying out for this one.
No,
But you
I
said
just
something, and then I started thinking about it and didn't hear what you guys said
I see.
then.
Max, you start.
And
What
now
did you
I
say?
can't remember
No,
what you
that's okay.
said.
Max,
I just to clarify.
Charisma was the word I was coming back here. But that's not really. That's only part of it.
I think Max was focusing on the organization aspect.
Mhm.
Which
But that was more Garth, right? I mean, I
I
used
was
him to
following-
get
I was
people
following your lead.
lined up. But
I have other ideas.
yeah,
I have other ideas.
He was following orders.
Yeah.
but that's exactly the point. She got him
Actually,
to do that.
Now that I think
She used
right.
him to.
Now that I think about it, he organized the coffee. He
Mhm.
took care of the girl, and she is apparently not, visibly, misparented, except for the coffee. I mean, she's wearing
What's wrong
clothes.
with that?
She's right. She's taking care of herself. He has not neglected her. He organized the coffee. He got the townspeople. I think Garth is an organized person.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
what I think.
and write that down. And
Well
I'm
organized.
Is that an
choosing
attribute?
what I think about May.
I think
Write
you
it down
can-
before you.
I will take Ola. I will take whatever you say is the right place to put that word.
I think it could perfectly be fine be an attribute.
Put it there. I am okay with that.
Yeah. Do you want to add some flavor to the organized? Are you
Well organized.
are you well organized? Is a well organized person. Yes.
Okay, so what May actually does is she sees what people are good at and utilizes that things for her own needs.
She takes advantage.
Yeah.
No, I think,
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit negative. I wouldn't say it that way, but
Of
No.
course, you,
Say
wouldn't.
that-
You
say-
should ask the
yes.
other people what they think.
It's like it's a good description, but it has a negative connotation when you say
No,
but I take control of other people.
but I think it was
In English,
perfectly
it's,
fine the
you
way it
make-
was.
you say that like it's a bad thing.
So what was it? Can you say it again? Because I think it was the thing you
I see
take-
what people are good at and I utilize it to
Your
get things done I want to get done. Yes.
Yes, Max said
But you know,
he
it
takes
doesn't
advantage,
sound-
but Helma doesn't want to admit it. So
May doesn't want to call it that.
That's
and
right.
what's
obvious.
wrong with that? Yes, of course.
It's so
Exactly.
obvious if you say it like that.
You see what
I
people
mean,
are
I
good
didn't
at, and
take anything away from you guys.
No.
but
It was a
No,
win-win.
so-
It's always a win-win. Suspiciously
But,
always a win-win. Yes.
but you see what people are good at and take advantage of that. Is that like the simple? I think that's perfectly fine, because it doesn't mean that that does not all mean that you take advantage of those people.
No.
Very precisely
and
phrased. Step left, step right, step over, and that's exactly how you want to say it. Right.
You want to make people think that they wanted this.
Oh, Max, you always say it like it's such a yes. Looking at the dark side. That's the problem.
I am the hungry cannibal. I
it's like-
see the world as it is.
You know what?
It's all
So-
duct tape. Just flip it
fine,
over and
Rush.
look at the
Listen,
light side, right?
All right, let me end with the cliffhanger so we can, like, because we have 10 minutes left. So this small breakfast meeting, maybe becoming the mayor, and according to most of the townspeople, you are referred to as the sheriff,
Oh,
and
boy.
the other person is. You are. I mean, I think Marina is more or less, and their cook is
another
one that-
literal
the
truth
one that
perhaps
turns
is a bit
thing
too,
into thing.
Yeah.
But
She's
and
certainly
you
a
have like,
cook.
but I as you so just to see it in front of me, people, as you interview them and like connect things and write your notes and do the stuff, people gradually leave this, leave the saloon, and when you are finished, you kind of sum up what you have gathered, and that was what we did before described. And there is a kind of an everybody has coffee, and some of you have eaten, and you're two things are happening at the same time. First, you hear the familiar noise or sound of like many horses coming, riding in the snow. That special sound, like horses riding in this deep snow. It's kind of muffled, but you still can hear it. All the three of you have been in this situation, hearing stuff, and your estimation of this is that you have less than a minute to prepare. In the same time as that happened, you see your daughter has a gun, and she's holding a gun, and in her hand, not in an. It's more like, please teach me. Wait.
Mhm.
That from sending kids behind the bar.
Yes, she's
Okay.
probably standing behind the bar
Right.
with a gun, and she's signaling with all the body language that she has. Please tell me how to use this, and you hear this like coming in. I think we can end that there. So that's where we start next time. What is actually happening now, Ron? Are we staying in this meeting and letting
No, I'm
someone
going
else
to-
in?
I am going to stop my recording, and then I'm going
But can
to,
I have, before we do that, because we have
Yeah.
6 more minutes, can I just explain what's happening with with the flags. I'm going to
Oh,
do
flags,
some markings here.
Hmm.
We have, I think we are pretty clear where we are. There's something more. I placed a small dot on this, as you can see. That means that we have this has been addressed. When there's 3 dots on where we are, then we have like full understanding of the environment. It's not necessarily something that is done completely in phase 1, but it's something that needs to be addressed.
So that's
I think
one
you
kind
have-
of flag is location.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we have this one. You kind of feel that there is people there. You kind of now know that there's people that kind of like you. These townspeople, they are the one left
Yeah, we
behind,
seem to-
but they're
Yeah. They seem to be at least harmless, which is better than harmful.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I can also see
And we
that-
bring some sort of order to their lives, and we gave them bacon.
yeah, yes, you pay and coffee, and a sheriff and a mayor.
Well, we gave them a mayor in
I
2
think-
ways.
Blood pudding.
Right.
Yes, yes. Well, I think your goal in this is pretty stated by the premise, but what there's a lot of more
There's
to
a
be
lot
to be
more
said
room
about
for goals in here. You know,
exactly. But
yeah,
this is
that's-
more of your collective goal.
Right. When it
What
comes to goals,
what's
there's
your
room for a lot of room. So these flags are being built and given detail through the course
Exactly.
of the play. And we see, you just assess them as we go and decide how full they are. Is that correct?
Yes, so I kind of do, and then I have a couple of more. I have these are flags that I might introduce, and these are things that you don't. Yeah, there's no helpers actually. That you can kind, and there's no one that is kind of stopping you from doing what you're doing, as of yet. So these I might drag these in to the story. And competitors and so on. I mean, these are optional flags that are not, but all these are something that, and we will end this probably next time. We will end the phase 1 with knowing exactly what flaw all of you have. This is one of the end flags for this. So, and what will happen then is that we end the story with this. We will see in every way that your life has changed by approaching this story, and that's the rabbit hole. That's leaving your old life behind, and then we decide what card goes here, and that's what's happening in phase 2.
Okay, seems very structured. We'll see how it goes and how it feels. So
Yeah, but it's but I don't know what's going to end up here.
right.
In this area in phase 2, and I don't, and the flags are kind of structured, but since you have the possibility to write flags of your own
Right.
also.
When I say structured, I don't mean planned by you. I'm talking about just
Good.
structure.
Thank you. Because when I hear structure, I
By that, I mean we can write flags too. We can state our own goals.
I think
No,
the
you can
goals
state
are going to have to be very
expectations.
clearly stated by us, or at least performed in some definite action. And then he looks and says, "Oh, it's obvious your goal is this."
Okay.
And he confirms and
Yeah.
writes it. So yeah, effectively we make
a goal is yeah, the goal is something that's probably something for because it's a very interesting dilemma through numerous types of like game tests, and that's if you write down goals on your character sheets, they become obsolete
they become obsolete, and they always seem so flat.
No.
Right.
So
I was just asking whether we
No.
would have to do something actively and when, or whether it's just coming out of play.
I think
writing a flag is putting something that's writing an expectation on the story, and it's almost always a question.
Yeah.
So you can write a flag, and then I decide where to place it, where it's suitable that this will be addressed in the story.
Let's see
And-
how that
and-
goes when we get there.
Exactly.